Hello, welcome back to the James Rambling Reviews for yet another review. In today's review, I'm going to be reviewing for you more so an Indian movie this time because I managed to find an Indian movie that I was going to go and watch. Watch the trailer, I was like, I could go watch this for something different to watch because I've not actually seen an Indian movie since about May of this year. I think the last one I saw in the cinema was Tourist Family. So it's been a really long time since I've seen an Indian movie at the cinema. It's directed by Mohit Suri. If that's how you pronounce it right, that's how I'm going to pronounce it anyway. So it's Mohit Suri who directed it. And it's also produced and distributed by Yash Raj Films, who are famously known for their films about the Tiger Spy universe with all the spy movies, James Bond if it was Indian sort of films. And I do enjoy most of those movies to an extent, except from Tiger 3. And so there's definitely all of that. And so what you need to know is, just for a bit of context here, is that I've been going through a phase where I have been enjoying Indian movies, and like I mentioned, I have seen the Yash Raj Spy Universe movies. So for this film, I was like, all right, this could be something different. This is something different from this Yash Raj films because it's a love story. It's not a spy movie. And so what you need to know about the movie in general is that it is a love story where this guy and this girl fall in love, but there's a few steps for them to get to that point, and it's on for about 2.5 hours, I want to say. And so, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about how I felt about the movie, as well as my kind of theatrical experience, because something kind of interesting happened at my movie going experience. So, what I will say is that as a movie, I didn't mind the film. I thought there was a point where I was like, you know what, I kind of know what's going to happen throughout the movie. It's pretty obvious that they're going to fall in love, and there is these twists, these turns, and these reveals. But I just felt like, okay, I kind of knew that was going to happen throughout the movie, if you know what I mean. And so there's definitely all of that. So my theatre experience as well was an interesting one. Usually when I go see an Indian movie, right, it's like, oh, there's a crowd that's really excited to hear the actor's name be, mentioned in the film, or there's a funny scene, or there's a few funny scenes in the movie where the Indian crowd laughs or whatever. But in my theatre, something really weird happened when I was watching the film. More people were piling in. The movie was getting busier and busier and busier as the night went on. Where there'll be points where during the intermission, people will be running down the stairs, going to get stuff, going to the toilet, getting more snacks and whatever. But there was a guy in front of me where he was actually just recording literal big sections of the film. So it took me out of the experience a little bit, where it was like, should you really be doing that at a cinema where you're trying to enjoy the experience? You're trying to switch your phone off, and then you see a guy just record big moments throughout the movie. So, for example, and I'm not going to try and spoil the entire movie because it's not been out for that long, but there's just points where, like, for example, when you see the title Saiyaara, go onto the screen, the guy will just record it, like take a photo, and there'll be times where he like highlight the photo or whatever. There's like a blue color or something on his phone, and then he'll just send it to his friend, and it's like, okay, whatever. And it wasn't like every single scene throughout the film, but as he kept doing it, it was like, why would he just bother with doing this? And it kept going on and on and on and on, and there wasn't a lot of staff on at the time, so the staff didn't even notice him doing this. And you obviously know that that is illegal, right? Like, you can't just be recording literal moments throughout a movie. So it took me out of certain moments throughout the film because I was trying to concentrate on the storyline, and especially a movie with subtitles, you have to concentrate just a little bit harder. So when you've got a guy just constantly, or more than a few times, recording something, that takes you out of the movie, and you just kind of go, why did he have to do this? So overall, I didn't have it wasn't like the most horrible experience at the cinema, but it definitely was a strange experience I had with the movie. And the movie was, I thought it was all right. As I said, I seen things come in. There was a certain point where you could just tell this is how the story was going to play out. So yeah, it wasn't the most perfect experience at the cinema, and I hope it doesn't happen again because I don't want to have a movie experience where there's a guy sitting in front of me just recording literal scenes throughout the movie, even moments one of the main characters is singing like one of the songs that he likes to sing or whatever, like all of that. Yeah, very strange experience indeed, but that is my review of Sayara. That's how I felt about the movie, and that's my review of the film overall. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this review. It's something a bit different for the channel, I guess, and see you next time for another review on the James Ramblin' Reviews. So yeah, bye. Hopefully, we do not get another experience like that at the cinema. So yeah, bye.